So today I want to bust some myths out there about home prices going up or home prices going down. And I'm going to give you the 411. So stay tuned because you'll love what you're about to learn. Hey y'all, I'm Debbie Dobbins. I'm your host for this episode of Wichita Falls. And today I want to bust some myths. Like, I love busting myths because I've said this on so many videos and I will say it over and over and over. Please turn off your television or stop watching the news at least, because there's so much misinformation out there and I want you to know what's really, really going on. And one of the things that I do on a regular basis, because I'm always watching the economy, and the National Association of Realtors, NAR as we so fondly refer to her, is the association that I belong to as a realtor. Realtor is not how you say that word, it's realtor. I was schooled a long time ago, but I digress. NAR releases what they call existing home sales. This report comes out on a monthly basis. And so all the pundits, because all the pundits want to weigh in on everything, which I love because I really take a little of this and a little of that. But this monthly report provides information on the sales volume. Okay, so how many houses were sold, how many were listed, and also price trends. These are price trends for previously owned homes. These aren't new builds. But here's what happens is that people see reports. The term is the median price range. What I hear all the time is that prices are going down. The prices of houses are going down. And I also hear people say to me all the time, I'm going to wait because the prices are coming down. I got news for you folks.
That's not happening.
You heard it here. It's not happening. And it certainly isn't happening in Texas. So what happens is, I've seen these reports and they kind of crack me up because I know this isn't true.
Home prices are down.
Ugh, my gosh. Can feel a bit confusing, especially if you've been following along and seeing my videos, because I keep saying the same thing over and over. And there are bloggers out there that say that the home prices bottomed out back in the fall, which I said as well. They took this little dip. Why? Because everybody freaked out and was scared out of their ever-loving minds because the interest rates went up so dramatically. The Fed did do their job. They scared the pants off of you. And guess what? They did down and now they're back. They just went like this. Ding, 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 ding. But now they're going up again because I've shared this on a number of videos. There's a shortage of inventory again because people are rate locked. That's another video. Watch that one. But here's what happens. They turned a corner. We had October, November, and December were just fear-filled for people. And then January, especially in our market, is freezing cold and everybody's getting over their Christmas and holiday hangovers. And then in February, it went, boop, here we go. We're back on track again. So why will you see reports that say home prices are falling when so many other price reports say they're going back up? I can't imagine. Well, it all depends on the methodology of the report that you're reading, number one, but number two, the reporter or the pundit that's talking. And I promise you, these people that are in the press, all the mainstream press, they sell FaceTime, screen time, newspapers, magazines, all of that with fear. That's the end of it. That's the long and the short of it. But the NAR reports, the National Association of Realtors, they report on the median sales prices, while some other sources use repeat sales prices. Now, here are how those approaches differ. The Center for Real Estate Studies at Wichita State University, not our Wichita, the one in Kansas, they explain median prices like this. So pay attention here for a second, because when you hear median prices, it's not a really good gauge, except for to know the market, the price of the homes in the market that you want to be in. So the median price for a house here used to be about $125,000. Now it's about up to $175,000. It's people would argue it's probably 150 to 165, but you want to get a nice house, so you're going to have to go up to about 175. And it doesn't mean you can't get a house for 95 or 85 either. So the median sales price measures the middle price of homes that sold. That's really what it means. It's not an average. When you figure all the houses that sell from the lowest price range we have here in Wichita Falls, about $10,000 it's not really standing, to we got houses that are $1 million, $5 million. Not very many, but they're way up there. The consensus is for millennials is they want to buy a house around the $200,000 mark, but that's not our median price range. That median price, or that middle price of homes that sold, meaning that half of the homes sold for the higher price and half of them sold for the less. Okay, so it's not really rocket science to try to figure that out. But the fact is that when you have a great realtor, they will explain to you what the value of a home is in a community. Because even though the median price range here might be $175,000, because everybody you ask is going to have a different answer, I assure you. But every neighborhood is different. The price per square foot for a house is different. The condition of the house is different. So what you want to begin to know and have a realtor help you understand is, what is the value of a house in this neighborhood? What is the value of a house in that neighborhood? What is the value of a house in this neighborhood? Because then you can figure out where you're getting the most bang for your buck. So an example would be if a lower priced home has sold recently, right? And this median sale price can change from month to month. That's what's hilarious. Because this lower priced home is going to throw the skew off, right? It's like an average, but it's not. So if you've got an average, let's say you've got, you're trying to average 5 things, right? One's 10, one's 50, one's 100, one's 300,000, one's $1 million. You're going to get a different average than if you throw out the million and you average the rest. Same thing with the median. You really have to understand the market where you're at, and then know that the median
Is just a number.
it just is really a number. It's kind of a good gauge number, but it isn't the end-all be-all number. And if you hear that the median price range of houses in a particular area decline, that just means that the middle home is now a lower priced home. It doesn't mean anything other than that. It doesn't tell you whether the market is on fire, which it is, by the way. So this lower priced home can throw a monkey wrench into everything, and that happens all over the place in every market. So the value of individual homes is what's important, and that is rising, I can assure you. So what you want to do is understand that when you look at the definition, when it talks about repeat sales, actually Wikipedia talks about repeat sales. This approach is repeat sales that calculate changes in home prices based on sales of the same property, thereby avoiding the problem of trying to account for prior differences in homes with varying characteristics. Oh, gee, that makes sense. So when you talk about statistics, you want to look at the overall numbers. And one of the things that the National Association is really good about telling you is the number of houses that were listed, how long they're on the market, and then how many sold. Because that really is going to give you a much better clue as to the volume and the activity and whether houses are moving. Because our community, before the unicorn years, pre-pandemic, houses would stay on the market 30 to 60 to 90 days. All houses. Because it's a slow moving market.
Well, it isn't anymore.
It isn't anymore. It isn't anymore. And I don't know that we're ever going to go back to that here, because we've had an influx of people and people want to live here. So not because of my channel necessarily, but I think I've brought some people here. So the challenge with the median sales price conversation is that the approaches can all tell a different story. That's why median price data may say prices are down, even though they're not. The vast majority of the repeat sales reports keep showing that prices are appreciating again. They've been doing that for the last several months. I've been saying this on video, so. But here's the thing is, median prices are distorted by so many things. As I said, from the press to the reports to the way they measure them. So to drive this home, a simple explanation, there's a visual graph there, you can see is, let's say that you had 3 coins in your pocket and you decide to line them up according to their value from low to high. If you have 1 nickel and 2 dimes, and the median value, the middle one is 10. If you have 2 nickels and 1 dime, the median value is now 5 cents. In both cases, a nickel is still worth 5 cents and a dime is still worth 10 cents. So I know that sounds really confusing, and the bottom line here is please don't read or listen to the press about where property values are going. I'm telling you because I do this on a daily basis and I watch the entire country doing this. Prices are going up. That's why it's so important to get a real estate agent that knows your market so that can share this information with you. And hot properties, the ones that everybody wants, they still have 7, 8 offers on them here in Wichita Falls, not in the Metroplex, which is still on fire as well. But most buyers are looking at home prices as a starting point to determine if they match their budget. Right? I mean, isn't that really the bottom line here? Most people buy a home based on their monthly mortgage payment and what they can afford, not just the price of the housing market at that point. So when mortgage rates are higher, which we all know, you may have to buy a less expensive home to keep your monthly housing expenses down and affordable. But I can assure you that problem is not affecting the market. So you may have to buy a house that's a little bit less than what you thought, but you can still get a really incredible house. And there's a lot of less expensive houses selling right now for this exact reason, and that's causing the median price to decline as well, I will assure you. But that doesn't mean any single house lost its value ever. So when you see the stories in the media, if you're still watching them, that prices are falling, remember the coins. Just because the median price changes, it doesn't mean home prices are falling. And what it means is the mix of homes being sold is being impacted by affordability and current mortgage rates. So get a realtor that will support you, guide you, navigate through this process, and I would love to help you with both your mortgage and your real estate needs. There's a Zoom link in the first comments below. Subscribe to my channel because we talk about all of this and everything else about Wichita Falls so that you can learn and be educated and be a wealth builder. As I always say, y'all come back now, you hear?